Yeah.
Great, thank you. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd. This is the special meeting with executive session of the Litchfield Elementary School District Governing Board. This meeting is called to order. I move that we move into executive session for the purpose of receiving legal counsel from the attorney for the public body and potentially directing the attorney regarding the form and content of employment contracts for all employee groups.
I second that.
Thank you, Jeremy. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We will convene into executive session.
So now you guys just
Leave the meeting. Okay. Thank you, Stevie. Okay, it looks like we are back and ready to go. I will entertain a motion to reconvene special meeting and adjourn the executive session.
I move to reconvene special meeting and adjourn executive session.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see. Stevie, is my sound okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Excuse me just for a second, I'm sorry. Okay, so we are back into our regular meeting. We are on item 3B for those following along on the agenda, the discussion and possible approval of the 21-22 contract language for employment contracts and work agreements. We have two proposed changes at this time. The way that I would like to organize this to keep us our conversation separate is start with the first change to paragraph 2. We will have that discussion, then we will move on to paragraph 17, and we'll have that discussion just so that we're not going back and forth to keep it easy. I will open the floor for conversations and discussion to the proposed change to paragraph 2.
Okay, I would like to give some information. I can't divide it into 2 and 17 because they're both intertwined.
You want to mute yourself, Jeremy?
I have a lot to say about 2, but also 17, and my discussion encompasses both because they're things. It's going to save time to just go right through with both because there are things that apply to both equally.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say they're governing board norms. We all signed it. I signed it. And but there's something that trumps that is I signed, actually had to swear before Steve Watson that I, Jeremy Hunak, do solemnly swear or affirm I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, bear true faith and allegiance to same, defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of governing board. So help me God. So I have mine divided into 3 sections: where we are now, how we got here, and what we got to do. Okay, we have a very nice school district with beautiful buildings and talented teachers in an area that is relatively affluent compared to the rest of the world. But our district does have a serious problem because its job is to teach kids, with only 56 or 57% of them proficient at reading and math. So if a student gets 56% right on an English test or 57% right on a math test, that student gets 2 Fs and no A pluses. They fail. If those rules are what a student and the parents have to live with, how is it fair to judge the school district differently? Is the governing board helping to solve that problem? The governing boarding over I don't know how many years still can't figure out what its #1 goal is. And it has set a timeline of almost a year to figure out what that is. That year is almost up and not a word about what the goal is. Instead, the board, with no community-wide collaboration, ignoring available facts, surrendered its judgment, I'm referring to the norms, to special interest groups who push for a plan to micromanage the school district with racist theories that are harmful to students till the end of time or the total destruction of the school system, whatever comes first. Now let's just do a little math. After the board decided to open schools, we received 19 letters from people who could not understand plain English demanding that I should be removed from the board, and 5 letters cheering and thanking me. So 19 divided by...
So my concern is that the presentation that you're giving doesn't relate to the contract language. And the item on the agenda today is for the discussion of the proposed changes to the contract changes. There were 2 changes that you proposed. One was to paragraph.
I know what they are. Don't patronize me, please, okay? I know what they are, and I am referring to that, and you can object all you want, objection denied, and let's proceed.
Jeremy, we're not agendized to do this.
You're not available to talk about that because the open meeting law only allows you to talk about the contract.
I'm talking about the contract.
You're not.
I am talking about the contract.
You haven't said anything about the contract.
I'm explaining why we need a contract, okay? This was done under fraud. This was done under fraud. You know, you could sit in here and henpick me to death, okay? But I will read, okay? And I will explain to you. If you sit back,
Okay,
you know.
I'm advising you as counsel, but in my opinion, you're outside the bounds of the open meeting law, which could subject you to penalties under the.
How so?
Because we are not agendized to talk about the items that you're speaking about. And
I'm
that's why
I'm talking about the teacher contract, because and the reason we need it, and it's a reason that I would find any legal scholar would agree with me on, is the fact that something has been put upon this school district with fraud. The public knows it. The public has they've unanimously written 40 or so letters and 0 letters in support of this.
In
That-
support of the teacher contract.
In support of changing the teacher contract and in support of the fact that they feel that this equity thing and all this other stuff was done fraudulently. It was done, talk about violation of open meeting laws. These people violated an open meeting law by hiding what they were doing. And that's what I'm going to explain right here.
We're not
So,
agendized to talk about your disagreement with the equity work that was completed by a prior board.
and what about the 12,000 parents out there? What about them?
To raise that, if you want to place that equity work on a future agenda, as a board member, you have the right to do that, but we do not have the opportunity to discuss it here because this is only agendized to talk about the contract.
And this is the reason why the public wants this in the contract. So we're here to talk about teachers' contracts. And we have 40 letters of people in the public that say the teacher's contract needs to say this because.
Why do you have 40 letters from people in first place?
Right?
We have 40 letters because you reached out to people and caused a problem and made there be controversy where there isn't any.
So actually, my going and talking to the public about school business, I'm the enemy because I'm not in this little maven of everybody staring at me because I'm not holding your little secrets. You guys lied.
Information, it would not have been a problem.
I was truthful.
Equity work in 3 public meetings. You're welcome to watch the
You were
YouTube
at one.
videos that document.
I was, and I have it documented how you concealed it and all. So I'm here to talk about the contract. If yeah, why don't we just do that? Because you know what? We'll be here till 3. I can read through it. You can say,
Paragraph 2 and 17, please.
Relates to the contract language. That's what the agenda, that's what the law says, Jeremy. It's not our decision.
and I am representing 40 people that said they want the contract change, and I'm explaining why. So, and you're not giving me the opportunity to do so,
You're right.
okay?
You're right.
Yeah, you know, I am right, and I hope this meeting is being recorded right now, since we're not,
Paragraph
okay,
2, please.
all right.
Share with us paragraph 2 changes.
So we do a little math, and 19 letters who didn't like me and 5 thanking me. So 19 divided by 4, so there were 4 times as many hate mails as praise mails. We got that? Okay, so now with the equity statement, there were close to 40 letters that hate it for reasons that are well stated, logical, and based on facts. There were exactly 0.00 letters praising the equity statement. So 40 divided by 0 cannot be processed by a calculator or computer because the answer is infinity. So we could get Brian Owen here, and he could explain to you statistically that for every letter that praised your equity statement, there are infinity letters that are against it. So he could we could sit down and say that, you know, maybe there are a few people out there, but it was pretty safe to say that almost everybody in the district. everybody in the district is against this.
Mr. Honan, you cannot discuss the equity statement of equity work because we are not agendized to do that. I'm advising.
I am advising you that while I am talking,
Arizona open meeting law.
I'm-
Which calls for penalties if you talk about matters that are not.
I'm
agendized.
talking
They call
about,
for personal penalties that have to be paid individually by the board member.
I am
not by the
talking
school district.
about
I'm
the
trying to
contract.
protect you. I'm
Excuse me,
trying to protect you.
I am
So
talking,
I advise the board.
you've already said that and you're talking
to
over
make
me.
a motion to approve the contract.
I motion to approve the contract as originally presented.
I will second. Conversation, questions?
Yes,
Yes.
you're going against the will of the people
Please
and
stick to the topic.
you're going against the will of, I think, thousands of parents out there that think that this contract has to be changed. It's the only way they're going to protect their children. And it's the only way they're going to want to have their kids go to this school, or otherwise they're going to take them out. So that's, you know, if that is the will of the people there. And somehow the board feels like whatever they do here, and if they think they technically complied with the law, which they actually didn't, but they don't want to hear about it, then, but that's it. That's it. The will of the people out there, they've written letters, they're very eloquent, they're retired teachers, just people that have cited facts and statistics and studies and on and on and on, saying why this is bad and why it's harmful and why they feel the need for protection. And they turn on their TVs and read the news and see about teachers all over the place teaching garbage to kids. They've happened here, ones at LESD, people with learning at home. I've seen stuff, and they're fed up. Okay, they're fed up. So the teacher contract, if anybody here cares about getting good grades, but they don't have that on their goal. If anybody just want to say it's A+, the schools, if anybody wants to change that, and you know, and the teacher, all the people out there are opposed to this, 100%. 100%. So we're going to sit here, y'all proud to be here, and say, yes, we're doing our great dignified job of screwing kids with this critical race theory is a wonderful thing. You know,
Jeremy,
shame on
we are
you.
not talking
Shame on
about
you
that.
guys. Shame on you guys.
All right, we're done. Thank you for your conversation. There's been a motion on the table and the motion has been seconded for approval of the employment contracts as written. I'd like to go through an individual vote so that everybody
Can hear us. Kim Moran, how do you vote?
Kimberly Moran, yay.
Jeremy Honak, how do you vote?
I vote absolutely nay for this despicable people ignoring their duty here.
Thank you. Melissa Zeidema, how do you vote?
Melissa Zeidema, yay.
Danielle Clymer, I am yay. Motion carries. Contracts have been approved.
I motion to adjourn.
Thank you. I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.